Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and persons in between. My name is Tim Snowborn, and today we're here to talk about who's responsible for the economy on this episode of Serious Issues. So, I don't mean to be insulting to conservatives here, but I feel like there's a fundamental principle that they don't get, which is that the effects of any administration's policies, Republican or Democrat, the effects of any administration's policies last well beyond that administration's time in office. The effects of any administration's policies don't end the day that that president leaves office. I'll give you an example. Obamacare. Did Obamacare suddenly become Trump's policy the day that Trump took office? Of course not. And Obamacare continues to shape our healthcare system and our economy well after Obama left office, right? I feel like this is important because I hear conservatives blame Democrats for stuff the Republicans did and give the Republicans credit for stuff the Democrats did. I'll give you an example. During his time in office, George W. Bush did two things. He gave huge tax cuts to the wealthy, and he started two wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, on which we spent tens of millions of dollars every day. Both of those things continued to add to the national debt well after George Bush left office. And yet conservatives and Republicans blamed Obama for how much the debt increased while he was in office. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the Democrats never do anything to add to the debt. They do, but at least the Democrats pay for their spending. We need to get rid of this idea that the Democrats are the ones who are irresponsible with money and the Republicans are the adults in the room when it comes to fiscal policy. Again, the Democrats pay for their spending mostly with tax hikes on the wealthy who can afford it. The Republicans slash taxes on the wealthy and continue spending. That's where we get the deficit. It's a myth that the Democrats spend a lot more than the Republicans. The Republicans like to spend money too. They just spend it on different things, mostly on our already bloated military budget. I don't see the Republicans batting an eye at Trump spending $3 million a pop every weekend when he goes golfing at one of his resorts. Why is it that national debt doesn't seem to matter when there's a Republican in office, but then when a Democrat gets in office, suddenly the Republicans become deficit hawks? They just passed a tax bill slashing taxes for the wealthy that's going to add over $1 trillion to our national debt. But you may rest assured that they will blame this ballooning of our national debt on the next Democrat that occupies the White House. That will definitely happen. Now, just as Republicans blamed Obama for the economy that George W. Bush left us with, they're giving Trump credit for the economy that Obama left us with. Obama left us with a very strong economy. Yes, he did. I know you don't want to admit it because he was our guy, but he did leave us with a strong economy. He gave us at least 75 consecutive months of private sector job growth. Under Obama, the deficit shrank at a faster rate than it has since World War II. I feel like I need to explain here because some people don't understand the difference between the debt and the deficit. The debt is how much money we owe. The deficit is the difference between how much we owe and how much we have to pay it off. Yes, the debt went up under Obama, mostly because of George Bush's tax cuts for the wealthy and the wars he started. But the deficit, the difference between what we owe and what we have to pay it off, that shrank. Our revenue increased because Obama raised taxes on the wealthy, and so we had more money to pay off our debts. Now the Republicans have slashed taxes on the wealthy again, so our revenue is going to go down. So as usual, a Democrat cleaned up the mess left behind by a Republican, and the next Republican gets credit for that. Trump just waltzes into office and is like, hey, look at this amazing economy that I totally gave you all by myself in less than a year. Newsflash, guys, the fiscal year ends at the end of September and begins October 1st. So for the first 10 months of Trump's term in office, it wasn't even his first fiscal year yet. Everything that happened in the first 10 months of Trump's presidency was from Obama's policies. Not until October of his first year did Trump begin to own this economy. And his budget-busting tax cuts for the wealthy didn't start until after that. Now, the effects of Obama's policies are still going to be felt in the years and months ahead. But we are just now starting to see the effects of Trump's policies. On at least 3 occasions after October, the stock market plunged over 1,000 points. Unemployment has fallen under Trump, but unemployment started falling in the middle of Obama's first term. It's been falling ever since then. And speaking of jobs, private sector job growth has slowed significantly under Trump. The point is, stop giving Trump credit for stuff Obama did and stop blaming Obama for stuff George W. Bush did. Again, the effects of any administration's policies, Republican or Democrat, continue long after that administration has left office. When Trump leaves office, he's going to leave us an even worse economy than George W. Bush did. But I am supremely confident that the next Democrat in the White House will be blamed for it. Alright, that's going to be enough for now. Tell me what you think. Do you think that Obama was to blame for the economy in his first term? Do you think Trump gets credit for the economy in his first term? I look forward to reading your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for joining me for this conversation. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. It's great to have you here. I hope that you will subscribe and join me for future conversations and check out my previous videos for more. If you are a current subscriber, thank you very much for joining me again. It is great to have your continued support. Until next time, everyone, take care.